Howdy!
Yo!
What are we going to be learning today?
Alrighty, today we are going to be checking out how to gain inspiration from songs that you're listening to and already learning. So the one I thought we might look at today is a classic Red Hot Chilli Peppers tune, Under the Bridge.
Nice.
So what we're going to do to start off with is we're going to just talk about how that song starts and some of the key things about it, what key the song is in, and we're going to just take a bit of inspiration from that. We're going to twist some of the chords around and make it our own.
Yeah, so in this lesson, we're not learning how to play Under the Bridge.
No, we're not learning how to play that. We're going to learn how to take the chords that are used in that song and do something else with them.
Yeah.
And turn that into your own idea.
Yep.
Yeah. So
it's like for song creation.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we all know that the song starts with this, which is a kind of a weird thing because it's basically going from a D major chord to an F sharp major, which doesn't really have an apparent key there. So we're actually not going to use that because if you try to use those two chords and then go into the key of E, then it's going to sound really obvious where you kind of got your inspiration. So you want to try to, you don't want to rip someone off. You want to just try to work it in to make it something new. So let's just go straight into the first part of Under the Bridge, which is this. We're in the key of E major. We have an E major bar chord. These are the chords that they use. E major, go into the 5 chord, which is a B major, C sharp minor, which is the 6th, and the A, which is our 4 chord. Okay, so that's basically a 1, 5, 6, 4 chord progression. So what chords are we looking at? There's also a little alternative there. It goes the 1, the E major, B major, C sharp minor, G sharp minor to an A major. That's our 3 chord to our 4 chord. So let's look at the chords in the key of E major, and I'm going to just start by playing from our open E chord shape here. So we have an E, and remember the root note of this, if we're looking at the root note on the E string, we're just playing the E major scale up the neck. So we have our E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. There's our major scale. Our starting note, which is our open string, a tone, tone, semitone, which is 1 fret, tone, 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 semitone. So that would be E major, would be our 1 chord, F sharp minor is our 2 chord, our 3 chord is G sharp minor, 4 chord is A major, 5 chord is B major, 6 chord is C sharp minor, and then the 7th chord is like a D sharp diminished. You can play it like that, you could play it like this, you can play it like that, and then back to our 1 chord.
So all these chords just work together.
Are in the key of E, yeah,
okay.
That's exactly it.
Yep.
So let's just have another quick look at those with the root note on the A string. So you'd have E major, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A major, B major, C sharp minor, D sharp diminished. We're getting a bit clogged up here, and E major. So we're not going to play those up there, obviously, right?
No.
So let's talk about what we can do as an introduction. And so the song starts kind of holding these chords on and picking. So we're going to stick to the key of E because this is what song it is, and it's just an easier way for me to demonstrate what you can do with it. Obviously, you could change this to another key and do whatever you want with it. We're going to stay in the key of E major for this. So we're going to start on an E major chord, and we're going to go to a 4 chord. So what was the 4 chord? It was our A. So if we want to pick, and what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to play this as an E major 7. So this works in exactly the same way. I'm flattening the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, I'm flattening the root note to the major 7 here. That's an E major 7. So all I'm doing is making it a 4-note chord as opposed to a 3-note chord. And we're going to the 4 chord. And in fact, I'm going to play that as a 4 chord also. And I'm going to pick these two notes. So I'm going to kind of go. So that's my picking pattern there. So I'm just holding this on, and I'm using my 2nd finger to do a little picking here. Only on the 1st. And I'm just picking through that chord. I'm going to do the same thing on our A major 7. Like that. I'm going to do that again. Let that last one ring out. Or do you know what? Maybe I'll take that up the neck. Maybe I'll go up to the A major here because there's my A root note. And I'm using the same shape as the E. So here's my intro.
kind of like the start of...
That would be like an introduction to the song, yeah.
Yep.
Then I can kind of hear like a drum fill and bass playing something there to get into our verse. So that would be perfectly fine. You can do any of these chords. You can change it and just kind of go... Any of these chords are going to work. It doesn't matter where you go or where you start. I'm just trying to make it kind of a simple way for you to get started if you've never done this before.
So when you say any of these chords will work, you mean any of those chords
in the key of E.
Which you just showed. Yeah.
Yeah, which we have...
on the screen as well.
We have on screen, yeah, cool. So let's just talk about now the verse. Let's just say we're going to go straight to a verse. We're going to keep it nice and simple. Now, in Under the Bridge, it's going from a 1 chord to a 5, 6, 4. Basically for the whole thing, okay? So we're going to go for our verse. We're going to, you don't have to do all of that. You can kind of keep it, we might even keep it the same as the intro with only a few different changes. So, but I'm going to strum it. So I'm staying with the same 2 chords as my intro. And if you can imagine maybe Anthony Kiedis singing something over this. Something like that. I've got no idea.
So let's just hum it out.
I'd hum it out. So obviously there's no one who can replace those guys in that band. So if you have a singer over it, try to hum some melodies. That sounds cool. What I did there is I went to the 5 chord, which is a B major, and then to a 4 chord at the end of that chord progression. So what I did differently though is I didn't bar this first finger. I'm going to let this E and the B string ring out, and these notes are going to work with our major chords because the E, and we're in the key of E, so the E note is going to work on any chord, and this is the B string. That's the 5th note in the key of E, so that's the 5 note, and it's going to work too over this B and A. It's going to work nicely. So that last part of that first verse was up to the B, verse. Maybe you can go straight into verse 2. Same thing. Whatever you want to kind of do over that. Let's change it. Let's go to our 2 chord, which is the F sharp minor. Maybe the 4 chord, 5 chord, and we're going to go into a chorus here. So that last part I did, what did I do? I went E major 7, A major 7, the F sharp minor 7, the 2 chord, to the A, the 4 chord, B, the 5 chord, and let's have a look at what they do in Under the Bridge. So, under the bridge downtown, we're going from the 2 chord, the F sharp minor chord here, as opposed to down here. So what's happening there? We're going the 2 chord in the key of E, F sharp minor, to an E major, up to a B major, the 5 chord, and back to the 2. So let's take something from that. Let's start on the 2 chord. Let's go to the 5 chord and then the 6 chord, the C sharp minor. So we're playing B major down here and then C sharp minor. So that would be now let's reverse the 6 and the 5. We're going to go 6, 5 the second time through. So those first 2 times would be something like sorry. Back to the 5, 6, and then let's go the 2, and then just ring out the 5. And then you might want to go into another verse or something like that. So I think that's just kind of a quick take on what I think you can do with it. If you want to gain inspiration, you look at in this circumstance, you could look at the chords in the key of the song that you'd like to kind of use as an inspiration for writing. Analyze those chords, look at the chord progression, and then rotate those chords around. Use a different strum, use a different feel. It doesn't have to be in like in 4/4. Could be like.
What is that? I don't know. That's timing.
Yeah, the timing, like the fields. As opposed to, you know, so you can consider it 4/4, 12/8. It's more like a, I mean, you can do anything you want. You can do it in 3/4 or 7/8. There's weird ones, but if you're doing this for the first time, probably stick to sort of like a 4/4 kind of thing. You're going to find it a bit easier. Yeah, so what we might do now is I might quickly chuck this down on my computer and we might head over there and I'll just put some drums and bass to it and give you an idea of how this can sound with using some other skills and other tools that we have on the computer. So that wraps it up in here, do you think?
Yeah, let's check out the computer.
Let's do it. Okay, cool. So what we've got here is I've put the guitar down. I use Logic Pro to do my recording. This is my choice of DAW. And I've programmed some drums in here in the purple, and then a little bit of a bass line is the red region here. This is just a little string note here on the strings, on the MIDI keyboard here. So what I like to do is, and I think it's really important if you are creating music, is you try to teach yourself how to use a DAW or try to record it in any way that you can. So let me play for you the idea that we had down over there. I'm just going to solo it so you can hear just the guitar. So here's our kind of intro part. So let's go back and have a listen to that, and we'll listen to it with the drums and the little bass as well. So this is how you thicken up a song and flesh it out a little bit. So I've programmed the drums on here, so if you can, I've actually used a, it's called Stephen Slate drums, and they have like a Chad Smith kind of drum sound. So it's kind of like, gives you that kind of Red Hot Chilli Peppers flavour, which I thought I'd keep in tune. Here we go, here's the intro. So it's like a cross stick on the drums to kind of build the song up a little bit. A single string note there, sort of thing. So you can see we've just got, this is our verse. That was going to our 5 and the 4 chord. And this is like, at this stage would be like the verse 2. To the 4, the 5 chord and the chorus. So what I did there to change that up too is obviously the chord progression changes, but with the drums in particular, we changed the beat a little bit. So that's the snare changing that beat there a little bit, just to kind of, yeah. And then so that's really just the start sort of thing of what you can kind of do with that. So just while we're on the topic of looking at the DAW and stuff like that, when I say DAW, that stands for DAW, that's a digital audio workstation. So I'm using Logic Pro. Some other really great ones are like Ableton, there's Reaper, there's what was I going to say? Pro Tools is like the probably industry standard. I've used Logic forever, so I just stick with it. So yeah, as you can see with drums, you can, once you load in a drum kit, it's kind of good practice for you to be able to play along with it. And you can kind of create your own drums. Logic has a great feature too where you can just find loops and loop them in. So for example, I won't do it now actually because we have to pick the right key and the right BPM and stuff like that. So down here with strings as well, once you get an idea of on the guitar, which is a really handy thing to do, is to also be able to try to, you know, work that on the piano. And I know that in the courses that we've done on Well Guitar, we've talked about scale tone harmony and understanding, you know, where the notes are on a piano, because it's literally in black and white. When you have like a song like this, it's kind of cool for you to try to work that out for yourself as well. So if you could work out all of those chords that we've done on the guitar on the keyboard, that would help out a lot. B, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A sharp minor, B major, C sharp minor, D diminished, back to our E major. Just give you so much more of a choice to work out different sounds. And then obviously on the DAW, not obviously, but you can pull up on the sampler any sounds you like. So that can be horns, or it can be like any world kind of instruments or any kind of drum kit you want. It's like, the options are endless. You can be so creative. And I mean, Logic is my choice. I just, yeah, as I said, I've got stuck right into it and tried to learn it in and out as best as I can. So anyway, that's kind of the long version of how to write a song like Red Hot Chili Peppers. But hopefully you can kind of take away some of the chords that we talked about. If you have any questions or anything, let us know in the comments. And head on over to whaleguitar.com. We've got the chords courses over there that's going to help you develop those skills in that area. And I think that might be it.
Nice, man. Do you want to play us out on your little song there?
Play it out on the song.